Koine, and welcome to Parsing John. Today we are in chapter 1, verse 28, just about to finish off a paragraph. So, really close. Here is our rubric, everything we're looking for as we go through this text. Let's go ahead and get started. Tauta in Bethaniae egeneto perantu Jordanu hopu ein ho Ioannes baptizon. Pretty short one today. Okay, let's find our verb. We see that right here we have we have egeneto as our verb. It's got the epsilon tau omicron ending, which is a third person singular. It's off of our aorist stem. And it is from a deponent verb, so it's neither middle nor passive particularly. And it is indicative. And this means normally became. All right, so we want to find a singular subject for that. Let's take a look ahead. Peron acts like a preposition, so that closes that off. It takes the genitive case. You see that both of these are genitive, so they can't be our subject. Bethaniae, that is in the dative, and it's also with n, its preposition. So that can't be our subject. So the only thing left is tauta. And tauta, since it ends in this alpha here, is either nominative or accusative plural neuter. And if you recall the way that Greek works, a plural neuter noun can use a singular subject. So these two go together and nominative makes sense. This just means these, and then we would insert the word things. Since there's nothing particular for it to refer to inside this sentence, it's instead talking about everything before it. Okay, moving on. En Bethania, that word that I can't say. So we've got the sub iota there. We know it's dative. It is singular, and this is the first declension, so it is feminine. And I realize now, yes, I did remember to write down notes. How to spell. You know me in spelling. Beth. Ani. Perantu Jordanu. And this one means beyond. To Jordanu. These are genitive and singular and masculine, I believe. But interestingly, according to my notes, this one is a first declension. So like a lot of the other ones we've seen, like John up here, it's first declension, but it's masculine. Beyond the Jordan, comma. So taking a look at the context of this one, these things became in Bethany beyond the Jordan. Sounds a little bit off in English. Well, fortunately for us, ageneto has a secondary optional meaning, happen. So we can use happened instead. These things happened in Bethany beyond the Jordan, and now it sounds better in English. Okay, moving on into our next sentence. Ein is our verb here, and that is third person, singular, imperfect, and it is active and indicative. It means was. Okay, we want a singular subject. We see ho Ioannes, which we have up there, so we don't need to parse it again. It is just our subject. And then hopu here means where, showing location. It's not asking a question. Where John was baptizon. We've got omega nu as our ending in this one, which we know is a participial ending off of the present stem here. That is nominative, singular, masculine, present, active, and a participle. Baptizing. And since this is in the present tense and it is a participle, we know that this action is ongoing. It's not he did it once and he's done, but it continued for a while, including up to the tense of, well, this verb, which makes sense since that's what they're talking about, and that's where all this appears to have happened, while he was baptizing. Okay, so we've gone through and we've done everything. It's a really short verse. Let's see what it says on its own before moving into the greater context of 19 through 28. These things happened in Bethany beyond the Jordan, where the John was baptizing. Really weird to say that. So that looks good. I don't notice any grammar errors. Let's pull in our greater context of verse 19. And this is the witness of John. I'm going to skip those articles. When the Jews sent out to him from Jerusalem priests and Levites, in order that they may ask him, "Who are you?" And he confessed and not denied, and confessed because, quote, "I am not the Christ." And they asked him, "What therefore? Are you Elijah?" And he says, "I am not." "The prophet are you?" And he answered, "Not." They said therefore to him, "Who are you?" In order that we may give an answer to those having sent us. "What do you say about yourself?" He said, "I am voice of crying in the wilderness, make straight the road of Lord," or we were going with the path of the Lord, just as Isaiah the prophet said. And they were, having been sent out from the priests. And they asked him, and they said to him, "Why therefore do you baptize, if you are not the Christ, and not Elijah, and not the prophet?" He answered to them, John, saying, "I baptize in water. Among you all stood who you do not know, the one after me coming, of whom I am not worthy, that I may loose his strap of his sandal." The sandal. These things happened in Bethany, beyond the Jordan, where John was baptizing. And there we go. That is the entire context of verse 19 through 28. In our next video, we're going to tackle the same set with the Latin, and then after that, probably next week, we're going to devote the entire week to just going over the comparison between the Greek of this passage and the Latin of this passage to see how well the Latin does. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you learned something today. Have a good day.